Cowboys are just a factory of hybrid safety linebacker types, and it looks like they found another one with Markquese Bell, second-year UDFA out of Florida A&M. Through the first 8 weeks, he's PFF's highest-graded linebacker. I wouldn't say he's been the best linebacker in the NFL, but probably top 10. He ranks 5th in run stop rate, only a 3% missed tackle percentage, which ranks 6th, and he's a converted safety, so he's got some high-end coverage skills for a linebacker. The first thing that stands out to me getting into Markquese Bell's tape is that screen passes and flat routes are pretty much off the table. The tackling ability, only 1 miss on the season, that shows up in really high leverage situations. It's not him coming in late, hitting the pile, getting an assist. A lot of these, he's the last line of defense out in open space, usually recovering some leverage from over in the middle of the field and just making a great tackle. Right here, it's 3rd and goal. The Chargers are running snag, which is corner, hitch, flat, and the Cowboys are locking their coverage here, meaning whoever you're lined up on pre-snap, that's who you're sticking with for the whole play. They're not switching it off or anything. So Markquese Bell has to work around all this traffic to get in position to make the play. If Herbert saw this faster and just hit Eckler immediately, he'd probably have a touchdown here, so that kind of evens out some of the disadvantage that Bell was at. But Eckler has to turn around to find the ball. Bell gets there with a full head of steam, hits him hard enough to keep him out of the end zone. Right here, the Giants are running a slip screen to the left. Bell gets into his zone drop, reads the play, sees he's got blockers downfield, immediately breaks to the football, outmaneuvers these offensive linemen. The running back kind of bounces off of his block here, and Bell just blindsides him, knocks the ball out, and the Giants end up recovering their own fumble. On this play, the Chargers are going to fake this orbit motion screen pass to the left and then leak Austin Eckler out for a slip screen to the right. Bell does a great job reading this play. Eckler's working over downfield, the center's kind of floating downfield to the right, and he beats the right guard to his landmark, leads with his head into the catch point, forces an incompletion. Right here, the Rams are running a tunnel screen. They do a good job creating this alley, walling out the defensive backs. If we just imagine that Markquese Bell isn't in this play or he's getting sealed off by the left tackle, Tutu Atwell has a lot of space to run here. But again, it's just quick, immediate play recognition, beating the blocker to his aiming point, and then making a tackle in open space. On this play, we've got a bubble screen to Puka Nacua. The corners are levering these blocks, getting outside leverage, forcing everything back inside, and there's just no delay from Markquese Bell reading the play, accelerating, making the tackle. If you're enjoying the video, make sure to subscribe and leave a like, and also follow us on all of our social medias. The links to those are in the description. The actual downfield coverage ability, we haven't seen him in a whole lot of compromising situations. I have no questions about his speed to carry tight ends down the seam. He can keep up with mesh and crossing routes if he's at a standstill in the middle of the field and then he's got something working across the formation. He can accelerate from a standstill, make up that distance, get into passing windows. But up to this point, it has been a lot more underneath stuff, at least that he's been targeted on. Overall though, as far as linebackers go, he's about as good as it gets in terms of pure coverage ability. The instincts and play recognition and zone coverage, that's what we still have to see. Now, he's mostly a sub-package linebacker. When you've got one of these converted safeties, really undersized, trying to get in there and shed blocks, there are certain limitations, but you're basically making the gamble that the amount of plays he's going to make in the backfield is going to outweigh the number of times he gets pancaked or stuck to blocks. And that does happen at times with Markquese Bell, but overall, I think he's been a net positive in run defense. As I've mentioned, play recognition is almost never an issue with him. Even for a safety, he's a great athlete. He ran a 4.41 in the 40-yard dash, and as long as they're occupying blocks up front and they can keep him clean, I think he's going to continue to make a lot of plays. On this play, the Rams are running duo, where they've got 2 double teams on both the defensive tackles. The goal of duo is for the running back to make the play side linebacker wrong. So he's reading Markquese Bell, making his decision based on which gap he fits into. Bell's going to flash into this A gap. That tells Royce Freeman to hit the B gap right off of this front side double team, but he's able to quickly slide over into that B gap. Dorrance Armstrong wins the inside on the tight end. So he takes away these first 2 options. Royce Freeman cuts it back, but Bell's able to avoid the blocks, work back over, and still make the tackle. For a linebacker that's not going to win very many one-on-one stack and shed situations, it's really important that they have great play recognition and they're able to anticipate blocks with their peripheral vision and avoid them before they get there. Right here, he does a good job keying the play, working downfield. As he's about to fit into the C gap, he dips this outside arm to avoid the block from Ben Skoranek. That allows him to go basically unblocked and make the tackle. Right here, the Chargers are running inside zone. He takes a wide path through this A gap to make sure that Jamari Salyer can't reach him at the second level. Great flexibility to dip underneath this block, finish with the shoestring tackle. Right here, the Giants are running trap, where they're leaving Osa Odigizua unblocked, and then they've got the left tackle pulling across the formation, kicking him out. The center's climbing to the second level to block Markquese Bell. Again, he shoulder dips underneath the block, makes the stop on Saquon Barkley. So I like a lot of the ways that he's able to subtly kind of contort his body to avoid blocks in open space. That's what you've got to do if you're an undersized linebacker, is number 1, be able to read the play and anticipate blocks, and number 2, try to win with quickness instead of trying to win with power. And that's something he needs to continue continue to develop, but I think he's at a great starting point. The Jabril Cox pick ended up not working out, but Markquese Bell's looking like a good replacement for what they had envisioned for that role. And the Cowboys just continue to load up on these hybrid safety linebacker type of players. Anytime someone goes down with injury, it seems like they just plug someone in that I vaguely remember from a couple drafts ago, and they end up being really good. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, let me know in the comments any NFL players or teams that you'd like me to cover.